Hey, Normal Heights. So median price on the docket, days on market, inventory. We're going to talk about attached homes individually here in the 116, and then our wrap for the middle of summer. I can't believe it's already July.
And on the money side, some strategies for this volatile rate market.
So the one thing that's always interesting about the 116, this is like an old trope here if you're hanging out with us, is that it's the tale of three interestingly and sometimes distal tapes. Right, so we're sitting here in the corner of Adams and 36 in Normal Heights, flex with your tattoo, the NH right there. I'm behind the shirt, but then we also are rocking the Kensingtons, right? And I don't know if the mayor still lives there, but I know it's a pretty. It's been known to do okay.
It's a nice area.
Yeah, it's nice. And then University Heights, no slouch.
Right.
So. You compile that all together, you cram it into one zip code here, and we're actually up 28% year over year right now on median home price.
Wow.
We're at 1.6. So that makes it kind of tough, right? So we like to try to extrapolate and pull apart that a little bit. But here's the issue, though. Gang, the demand is still super real for the 116.
That's interesting.
Ain't nobody not want to try to grab some 116 if they can help it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Despite that, though, days on market now actually trailing. I said despite, one more in favor. Days on market fell 50%. Here's the despite, though. Inventory, believe it or not, is actually outpacing demand by a big swing. We're up 54% right now.
In inventory.
Yes. So what say you about that, my friend, on the money side?
Well, I mean, if you think about inventory, I think I said this last time we had this conversation. When you go from very low inventory and you go 50% more, 10 homes are on the market now, 15.
Yep.
Is that insane? No, but it's the right direction, actually, if you're a buyer. You want to see a little bit more on the market so that you can pick and choose among your favorites.
Yeah. Attached homes, it's getting interesting out there. It's getting kind of wild. By the way, if my man Sheba can throw up the little vignette here, we're actually doing the 7 deadly sins of condos right now.
Yeah.
The condo game, gang, has completely changed.
Yeah.
If you have been in the market doing what Jeremy and I do on an everyday basis, we're learning every day about new shits that's coming out. So imagine just for the casual, consumer on either side of that fence, buyer or seller, a lot to be learned right now as the things are changing so dynamically with respect to what's required for fire insurance, what's required for all the balcony laws, what's required for all of the numbers that these lenders need to have sort of to make them feel comfortable to give money on these things. This stuff's dynamic and changing almost by the day, it feels like.
Yeah. And these questionnaires that we have to fill out when we're doing financing on traditional financing, that is, there are ways around this stuff. But man, that questionnaire is basically like, hey, is there anything wrong at all?
Yeah.
Tell me now, show me documents, and it can be troublesome.
So what does this mean now? Is we like to always break it down. If you're taking the time to tune into your cats here, right, your local cats flying the green flag, it's like, what does this all mean to us? It feels right now like it's the tale of two markets. So speed and bidding on the best homes.
Okay.
And that's like, whoa, what is this, 2021 all over again? So that's interesting. But then softness on anything that misses the mark, right? So it's like there's this dichotomy. It's not like everything's gangbusters or everything's, crapazoids. It's like there's these bifurcations of the market. Like the good are behaving really well. And then the bad, not that there's anything bad, but the ones that maybe, I don't know, maybe didn't prep correctly for a home sale. Maybe it's still beat up because there was a tenant living in there, and they beat the snot out of it the last 7 to 10 years and the owner elected to do no capital improvements or whatever. Maybe they're just, pricing behind the market rather in front of it and they're racking up market time. It's just the tale of these two tapes right now. And so obviously, if you're on the seller side, you want to be on this side. And there's a whole strategy around that. Luckily, that is something you can fix for. And if you're a buyer, it actually favors you to be kind of fully immersed into the game to be able to identify which of those which. Because once it comes out in the first weekend, you don't know what's what.
Right.
Unless you're working with somebody who can actually kind of speak the language.
Right. And one thing that we've found very helpful is that we have some pre-approved condo complexes. And so we can look that up in advance and see if it's already ready to rock. Now, in places like this, where some of the complexes are small, like 10 units,
yes,
those are very specific and they have to be dealt with in a certain manner.
Right.
So having a little bit of strategy in advance when you know you're going to implement that or pursue one of those condos, that it's super critical and could save you a bunch of time and money.
And that's what you got us for, we hope, anyway. Looking forward to having you catch this. Smash that sub button. Throw us a comment in there if you got something to add to this conversation. And we hold a really sacred space for either side of the fence, if you will. So if you're on the buy side, we hold a San Diego homebuyerclass.com
which includes the money.
Includes the money so that you can actually come up with a strategy to win, respective to what we just said a second ago. And if you're on the seller side, it's the Normal Heights workshop, baby.
Yeah.
Right here. So when we do that live in here, and we can just show you a lot of examples of how people are doing it well versus the ones that maybe wish they did it a little bit differently. And again, it's not even a fair fight.
Yeah.
So we'll see you back here next week. Have a great summer.